Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today I'm going to be coloring in one of the monthly themes in my planner. So if you're new to my channel, welcome here. I post a lot of bullet journaling and planning content, lots of kind of the more doodly side of things. I sell custom bullet journals and I share the flip through and some of the process of doing that here on my channel, as well as like setups in my own journal. And today I want to show you guys the like bullet journal planner sort of thing that I designed that's available in my shop. It is undated, so even if you haven't started it and it's already, May, June, you can still hop on and just start with June or start with July, August, whatever month you get to it, that is totally fine. So today I'm going to be just coloring in one of the themes because this is kind of a coloring book style planner. So the purpose of videos like this is just to show you guys some of the options, some of the color palettes that might be available for each theme. I do post a video like this on my channel every month, and then I also have been going through another one of these planners and doing like reels and TikToks of how I've been coloring those in. So if you want even more ideas for how you can color in your themes, where you can add washi tape or extra borders or whatever, just to kind of change it up a little bit, feel free to follow me on Instagram or TikTok. So let's get into the planning, and don't forget to head to the description box if you're interested in shopping my journals or any of my other supplies. So here is the undated planner, this kind of like pre-made bullet journal style planner that I have chosen to use for the first half of this year, and this is the vanilla color. It also comes in another color called moss, which I love. That one actually has been more popular in my shop, which, I mean, I'm not surprised. I do like the green, but I also really like this just neutral vanilla color. I feel like it matches really well with the clay journal that I'm using for my own like everyday journal. I'm gonna link one of my own like just plan with me videos right here so that you can see the journal that I normally use for all of my planning, because yes, I do love this little planner that you're seeing in this video, but I mean, my content is kind of all about my own journal, and I love setting up my own journal. And so as much as I would love to actually full-time use this planner that I created, I still want the freedom to make my own themes each month. So I still do that in a different journal. So as I mentioned in the intro, since this journal is undated, you can use any month, anytime. I did start right at the beginning of the year. I used the first month for January, second for February, so on. So this is the 6th, which marks the halfway point, which is just insane that we're already at the halfway point in the year. But like I said, because it's undated, if you want to, start at the beginning of the year, but then just jump around from month to month, like if this submarine theme just screams March to you, you can use this for March and then backtrack for April, you can do whatever you want. Or if you are in a position where it's the middle of the year and you haven't yet started a planner, or maybe you don't even want to use this as a planner, you want to use it more as a reflective kind of like memory keeping journal, you can still do that even if you haven't started yet. And I should have showed this in this video, but I did not. At the back of the journal, there are a couple of like monthly titles. So just June written out in my calligraphy. There's a couple of those for each month. And those are at the back. It's just cut and paste, you cut out the back page. And then I do this often with my journal, especially if I make a mistake, I'll just cut out a page from the back or part of a page from the back, and then just paste it right on top, line up the dots. You can barely even tell. That's what we've got going for the titles. And of course, if you want to just write them in, you can do that too. That's what I always do. I just write them in. But if you would like my calligraphy, it's at the back of the journal for you. So as you can see here, I am just about done the title page. I'm going in with my Tombow Fudenosuke to write in the title of the month, which is June, and add a little bit of a border. The colors that I'm using this month are mostly Tombows. If you saw that very, very light blue that I'm using for the bubbles, that is powder blue. That is one of the Zig brushable markers. I love those markers because they have two different brush tip ends. One is lighter and one is darker. And that, I would say, is my beef with the Tombow markers. I love so many of their colors, but they don't really have that many of like the same colors that work well together, if you know what I mean. Like they've got, for example, their range of greens, they have like one beautiful gray green and then one beautiful, like lime green and one olive green, but they don't really work that well together, if you know what I mean. Whereas with the Zig brushable markers, you get two different colors that like match perfectly together because one is just slightly darker than the other. So I really love those. Of course, the trade-off, I guess, is that with the Zig brushables, you just get two large brush tip ends. You don't get any fine tip end like you do with the Tombos. But for me, I mostly use the brush tip end anyways, so I feel like that's mostly worth it. So that blue is the only Zig brushable that I used here. The rest are Tombow dual tip brush pens. The purple is 603, the yellow is 991, and oh boy, I'm forgetting the pink. It starts with an 8. I want to say it's 883 or something like that. I'll try to have that information in the description box. I always get my Tombow markers from Stationery Pal. They're just so affordable from there. And same with the Zig brushables. That's actually where I get like all of the markers that I have. So definitely check out my discount code in the description box if you're interested. So let's catch up with some of the themes that I've been setting up here in this video, or some of the pages I've been setting up. I set up the title page as you saw. If you're new to this journal, you'll see that there was a title page and then an empty page to the left of it. And with this journal, I really wanted to make it a true like bullet journal experience. So one of the best things about bullet journaling as opposed to just using a pre-made planner is just the level of like customization that you have. You know, if you need the most random spread, like your dog is supposed to have like 4 different types of food with probiotics or whatever spread through the day, you know, like if you need something just oddly specific, you can dedicate a whole page in your bullet journal to that, or just a line in your bullet journal, whatever you need. And so with this pre-made journal that I wanted to make, that's really the line that I was trying to ride, was like taking away like the time consuming part and the work part from you guys so that it's just really quick and easy to use, but still giving you some of that freedom and customization that is so wonderful about bullet journaling. And so that's the point of every month having that one blank page. Those are the only blank pages throughout the journal. I do most of the rest of the work for you, but I did still want there to be a space for you to, you know, store your very specific spreads that you need, or maybe not specific. If you just need something generic, you know, go write a quote in there, turn it into a brain dump, a mood tracker, just a big to-do list for the month, you know, whatever it is that you need. So yeah, there was that blank page and the title page, and then there was the calendar spread as you saw, and I did not fill in the calendar spread yet, and that's honestly because I have not been using this journal faithfully at all, and at this point I kind of feel like it's a waste for me to like fill in the spreads as if they're going to be used in 2023, because I know they're not. I'm kidding myself. I really like this journal, but it's not really serving a purpose for me right now. You know, like I said, I have my everyday planning bullet journal. I use that journal so many times every single day. I would be so lost without it. And then I have, you know, my memory keeping journal. That's just my 1 line a day, 5-year memory book. I don't really want to take more time than that to write down, you know, memories every day. I do have like a diary type journal that I try to write in every Sunday. And this one just doesn't really fit. I was thinking at the beginning of the year that I would try to use it as maybe like a prayer journal, or some kind of like meal planning journal or something like that. But it just hasn't happened, and it's already June, so I'm just kind of forfeiting. I'm still gonna color it in here in my videos because I just wanna present some options, you know, for the different colors you can use. You can add washi tape here, you can add a border here, you can add some extra sparkles over here, whatever. But I am not actually gonna be using it this year, which I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it. I have only used it a few times throughout the year, so I'm kind of thinking I might just like color the whole thing in, and then at the end of the year just take some doc grid paper and just paste over the few days that I did use, and then give it to like my mom or my sister or someone to use in 2024, because I feel like it still would be very usable, but I'm not sure about that. So at this point, wow, I'm falling behind on my recording here. You saw me color in the habit tracker, and then that page beside it is just super vague. It just says this month I, and then there's 3 boxes. You could use this as a to-do list, like this month I must do, want to do, can do, as more of a reflection. This month I'm thankful for, I'm learning, I'm feeling, I'm enjoying, that kind of stuff. Or more of a time capsule, like this month I'm listening to, I'm watching, I'm reading. And then we are on to the weekly spreads. So this month has 4 weekly spreads in it. I kind of rotated through, some of the months have 4 weekly spreads, some have 5, so that you can fit exactly 52 weeks in this journal. So I've had this question from people just privately on Etsy before, saying this month isn't fitting properly in this one. And what I do this in my own journal. I see this in like every pre-made planner that I've bought before, so I thought this was normal. But so for example, the 31st is a Tuesday or something, put the 1st on that same weekly spread. The 1st of the next month, put it on the Wednesday on that same weekly spread, and you will certainly be able to fit all of your weeks. Anyways, we are onto the flip through. We had the title page, we've got the calendar, the sort of tracking spread, and then the weekly pages for this month. I just colored in one of them, but the other 3 are exactly the same. Thank you all so much for joining me for another video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.